Coming up, we have stories about flip-flopping on living arrangements, wedding date conflicts, annoying travel partners, assumptions about childcare, ruined holiday homecomings, overstepping stepmoms. We also have spicy stories, mother-in-law stories, petty revenge, and cake stories. That's right. Cleanse your palate now. Have a glass of water handy. Am I the astronaut for asking my boyfriend to unpack my entire apartment after he told me I could move in and then changed his mind? So, a while ago, my boyfriend and I had been discussing moving in together. I asked him multiple times over the course of a month if I could actually move in, and every time he told me yes, that it was fine, that he wanted me there, that it was happening. I took him at his word, packed up my entire apartment, arranged everything for the move, and even told my landlord I was leaving. Then, right before move-in, he changed his mind. He backed out and basically said he didn't think it was the right time anymore. No big fight, no warning, just never mind. It was obviously emotionally upsetting and also really frustrating logistically. I had already packed everything, planned around it, and felt blindsided. I've since moved into a different place, but I've been feeling really drained and overwhelmed unpacking everything by myself. Now he and I are on okay terms again, and he's offered to help me unpack. But I'm honestly thinking of just letting him do it all. Not out of pettiness, because I already did all the packing and emotional labor, and I feel it's fair. He made a mess, and I had to carry it, so why shouldn't he physically carry the rest? A few friends say it's kind of petty, and I should just do it myself and move on. Others think it's totally justified, but we are still in a relationship, had a brief breakup, then got back together, and I think it is more than fair. So, am I the astronaut for wanting him to unpack my entire apartment since he's the reason I had to pack it in the first place? He was the one who initiated the move-in, told me to live with him rent-free. He seemed hesitant at points, so I asked, "Are you sure you're ready? I need to know if not, so I can renew my lease." Each time he insisted yes. I was giving him many outs, and it wasn't my idea in the first place. Okay, that's it. That's the story. Thoughts?
I don't like it, brother.
You don't like the request to asking him to unpack everything?
No, I don't like him telling her not to move in after he reassured her numerous times that it was okay that she move in. I feel like the story is lacking the reason of why.
Yeah, we never got there.
Why he asked her not to move in.
And maybe she never
weird.
got it. It kind of sounds like she never got the reason. She
said there was a brief breakup, and then they got back together.
My assumption right now is that the brief breakup was because of him changing his mind, but they didn't get into any real why. And the big red flag, I'll do that in a second. The big red flag for me with that is that if he's willing to make rash choices that cause you pain with no hesitation, what's to prevent him from doing that again and again and again and again? Asking somebody to move in with you, or, talking about it and agreeing to have somebody move in with you, and then them not renew their lease, them get everything packed up and then change their mind. Apply this same kind of approach to him asking you to marry him.
He's like, I want to marry. Oh, wait, no, I don't. I do. No,
to the wedding day, and then being like, never mind. I don't know if this is like an immaturity thing, and we don't have ages. I saw some people asking for ages on here. We don't have ages, so we kind of have to just guess.
Would you stay in a relationship where somebody asked you to move in, and then you get everything ready, it's coming down to the wire, and then they back out?
Not unless there was a good reason.
I don't know. This would just put a ding in the relationship for me, so I would have trouble moving forward. I would have trouble with him unpacking my things and putting them away. Like I wouldn't trust him. So, and without trust, it feels like it's a pointless relationship. Yep. So, I wouldn't want him in my new apartment. I'm like, don't taint my life with your bullshit anymore. Get the fuck out, because I don't have time for this wishy-washy bullshit. Yeah. So that's me now. Me in my 20s may be different, but
there's a good point.
Me now, I'm like, no, thank you. I'd rather live by myself and live alone and not have to deal with your bullshit. Yeah.
So. Those who abuse proximity don't get proximity. What were you trying to say, Tony Spark? Okay, she's 22, he's 27. Now we know. Okay, well, that makes a little bit more sense then. So she's 22. Does that align a little bit? Is this something you have to get burned a few times before you...
That aligns with the breakup and get back together, yes, I would say.
Okay.
I think we did that a lot, figuring out relationships, and then you finally figure out what you want and don't want and what you're willing to put up with. And so me currently would not put up with this.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Agreed. And I think the general consensus that we see from chat too is like, hey, if there isn't a discussion
Yeah.
to figure out why the this happened in the first place and prevent it from happening and resolve that issue, like it's not going to go anywhere. And this is going to be a cycle of trust dings and pain, but it's only pain on your end so far. And that's the really shitty part.
And I do feel like if you're not ready to move in with someone, you're not ready.
Yeah.
But when they ask you repeatedly and you reassure them repeatedly that you do want them there and that you do want this to happen, and then they take moves to make this happen, and then you like are like, oh no, it's too serious now. Like that's a shitty thing to do. But again, I don't know that I would. She said she got a new place. I don't know that I would want him in my new place. I don't know that I would want him touching my things, because I wouldn't have taken him back.
Yeah, yeah, that's
But she's young, so there's much difference there.
Something new to share with you all. We recently became an affiliate with Stanley, like Stanley Cups. We talked about that. The customization that they were doing has come to an end, so it's no longer free customization. You can still do it. It's like $12 to do it, which is really cool. I did talk to them, and I managed to secure a 20% off coupon for you all. So we now have a code. The code is Thunder20. And if you go to my link tree, top link up there is our affiliate link to the Stanley site. You can save an extra 20% off using the code Thunder20, just for you all. Am I the astronaut for storming out of a gender reveal that turned into a cheating reveal?
What?
So I, 33 male, was married to my wife, Emma, 31 female, for 5 years. Keyword was. We've been having a bit of a rough patch lately, mostly due to her being distant and constantly texting someone. We'll go ahead and red flag this. Every time I asked, she'd say it was her new group chat with the moms from yoga. She doesn't do yoga. Now enter my sister Tina, 29 female. Tina is extra. Like wedding at Disney World wearing a Cinderella dress extra. So when she announced she was pregnant, we all braced ourselves for the inevitable gender reveal extravaganza. Sure enough, she throws a massive backyard party with catered food, fireworks, and a 4-tier cake. She also announces there will be a special surprise twist that no one will see coming. She was correct. So picture this. Everyone's in the yard, counting down for the big reveal. The plan is to pop a giant balloon that will shower us in pink or blue confetti. Boom! Balloon pops. It's purple? Confused silence. Then on the screen behind her, a video starts playing. It's footage of Emma and Tina's husband. Let's call him Bryce, kissing in multiple occasions over multiple weeks. The twist? Tina knew. She hired a private investigator, got the footage, and then used her own gender reveal as an expose. Because the final screen said, it's a girl, and the father is single now. Oh, bye, Bryce.
Fuck.
Emma turned to me, mouth open. Bryce tried to run, but got tackled by Tina's cousin. He used to play semi-pro football. Tina took a bite of the cake, toasted herself with a pink champagne, and said, I always knew I'd make headlines. I left the party, blocked Emma, filed for divorce 2 days later. Some of my family is mad at me for storming out. Instead of hearing Emma out and letting her explain, I'm sorry, I was publicly cheated on, blindsided in front of 40 people, and found out my marriage was over next to a bouncy castle and a grazing table shaped like a baby bottle. I think I had every right to storm out. Fast forward to after I filed for divorce and went full no contact with Emma. I started putting together the timeline of how long she'd been cheating with my sister's now ex-husband, Bryce. I thought maybe a couple of months. Try 2 freaking years. What? I found emails, receipts, old hotel bookings under work trips, even a Spotify playlist titled Sweaty Secrets, flame emoji, that was shared between them. They had been sneaking around since early pandemic lockdowns. Apparently, when Bryce and Tina stayed with us for a month during quarantine, that's when it started. In my house. On my Peloton, apparently. Yes, that was in one of the texts. I've since gotten rid of it. The text for the Peloton. Those aren't cheap. Emma even had a burner Snapchat under the name Emily Peach emoji to talk to him. That account was linked to my iPad. I saw everything. Every cringy selfie. Every I wish you were the father of my baby message. More on that in a second. Now for the Tina side of things. Turns out she suspected the affair months ago when she noticed Bryce would only ever text Emma while he was in the bathroom. She found a group chat on his iPad labeled Golf Buddies, subtle, and saw the proof. And Tina, she didn't scream, she didn't cry, she plotted. She confronted Emma in private, and Emma apparently said, and I quote, "You and I both know I'm a better match for Bryce. You just got there first."
Whoa, bitch.
So Tina went full Lifetime movie. She ordered a fake pregnancy test online. She had a friend who's a makeup artist, Photoshop and ultrasound using a template from Canva. She scheduled a fake OB appointment and put it on a shared Google Calendar. She planned the whole gender reveal as a massive revenge event and told no one, not even me, not until the balloon exploded, and my marriage did too. After the party went down, I called Tina and asked, why not just tell me? Okay, thank goodness, because that was the first question I had. Like, why wouldn't you communicate? She said, because if I told you, you would have given Emma the benefit of the doubt. You needed to see it. And she wasn't wrong. Also, yes, she did lie about being pregnant. She says she has no regrets and that men fake being emotionally available all the time, so I just balanced the scales. She's in therapy now, don't worry. Emma tried to reach out to explain, but I blocked her everywhere. My lawyer says she's trying to drag out the divorce now because she wants to salvage the friendship. The friendship? You torched it with a scented candle from your illicit hotel nightstand. As for Bryce, he's reportedly crashing on someone's couch and posted a cryptic Instagram story that said, "Real love isn't afraid to burn down the past." Tina and I are weirdly closer now. We've trauma bonded over betrayal and barbecue. We hosted a post-divorce party. It felt right. Anyway, not sure if you'll end up reading this or not, Dusty, but I'm free, I'm furious, and I'm Pelotonless. But I'll survive. You here, OP? Are you okay? I mean, you seem okay, OP, but damn. Let's talk about Tina for a second.
I was like invested in that story. I was like I was being read a f***ing story, and I was like, tell me more.
It sounds like an episode of something. The plotting, like instead of going full Daenerys Targaryen and burning them all, she took her time and plotted this. The fake pregnancy is wowza.
What the fuck? So so Tina is Emma's sister, or is I'm like I need
let's back up.
My board with the threads and like where everything is supposed to
OP's
go.
sister, not Emma's sister.
Okay, Tina is
sister.
OP's sister, so
yes.
Emma's sister-in-law, and so she slept with her brother-in-law.
Yeah. By marriage.
I mean, by more than slept. They had a 2-year relationship. So, damn.
I still don't like the fact that Tina did not talk to her brother about it and be like, hey.
No, 100%.
Your wife's around on you.
I do think that's a hard way for OP to find out. Like, I get it. It was petty as fuck, but I get it. But when it involves someone else at the party and they don't know, like, that's rough. Like, that's a hard way. Like he said, between a grazing board shaped like a baby bottle and a bouncy castle.
Yeah.
His whole world just crumbled.
Am I the astronaut for expecting my brother and his fiancée to change their wedding date because it's the weekend I usually take my annual solo cabin trip? So my 31 female younger brother, 28 male, is getting married this October. Cool, I love that for him, but they chose the second weekend of October for their wedding, which is the exact weekend I've gone on my annual solo cabin trip every year since I was 24, which is 7 years. That trip is how I recharge. No phone, no people, just me in the woods, and my Kindle is basically sacred. When I saw the save the date, I immediately called him and asked if they could move it to the following weekend. He laughed at first, then realized I was serious and got kind of weird. He said, we already booked the venue, vendors, etc., but like it's still months away, and they're not even having that many people. I reminded him that everyone knows that's my weekend, and I even declined a friend's birthday trip last year because it overlapped. My mom tried to mediate and told me to just skip the cabin this year, but why should I rearrange my life for their decision? Do you hear the words coming out of your face right now, OP? Especially when they didn't even ask if the date worked for close family before locking it in. Now they're mad because I RSVP'd no and told them I'd be unavailable that weekend, per tradition. His fiancée texted me something snarky about, sorry, our wedding is inconveniencing your forest vibes. I like her. I just think if they really want to be there, they would have been more thoughtful. Am I really the a-hole for protecting my peace? Oh, now it's protecting your peace. It's funny, it's changed. The title in the beginning was, am I the astronaut for expecting my brother and his fiancée to change their wedding date because it's the weekend I usually take my annual solo cabin trip? And now it's, am I the astronaut for protecting my peace?
Quit being a butthead and go a different weekend in October. Why are you being such a little prick about it? Like that, I don't understand. You're like, well, then don't go to the wedding. Like, but your actions have consequences, and so whatever happens will happen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's, I guess, but yes, you're the asshole in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'd go 2 or 3.
2 or 3? Not a 1?
I mean, I don't think he's a terrible human being. I think he's just a little bitch baby, but that's just my opinion.
I don't know. I was at a 2 already, but now I feel like it's worse than I initially thought here, because it is a, like, they should have known better. And then also, like, the balls to message somebody when you receive their save the date and immediately ask them to move it because that's your solo time.
They wouldn't send out a save the date if they hadn't already booked stuff.
This is entitlement. You know what I mean? This is somebody feels so entitled that they are like, all the people that are going to this wedding, and he said it's not going to be that many people. Let's say at least 20, right? 20 people don't matter as much as I matter. That's what he's essentially saying here.
I mean, I would just tell him not to come then. You like consider your invite revoked.
Yeah.
Have fun in the forest, buddy.
What were you trying to say, Tony Spark? Oh, he's she. Okay, so she.
Yep.
OP, sorry. So she...
I thought you said male too.
Wanted to inconvenience everyone else instead of having to give something up for themselves. And the whole argument about, like, it's still months away, so is your cabin trip. It can happen a different time. Moving your cabin trip would be a hell of a lot easier than
100%.
moving a wedding.
Well, and I think with venues too, like, there's only certain dates available. Like, you don't get to be as choosy and picky as you can about a cabin date, in my opinion.
I would agree.
She just seems like she's being, I'm sorry, I'll say it again, a bitch baby.
A bitch baby.
Like, I don't, like, grow the up and just don't go or do go.
Quit being a little bitch baby.
Your solutions.
Fussy little
Yes. Your solutions are much easier than trying to move a wedding. And you can make whatever choice you want to make, but you are responsible for your actions and the consequences that follow.
Oh, you said you had OP at Ask on 2, right?
That was, yeah.
Or you said 2 or 3. You know what? I'm sticking with 2. I think you're right that it's not like this isn't like an evil person. This isn't somebody who's trying to be destructive. This is just somebody who's really entitled and self-centered. And as a solo person, that they have their solo boundaries, and this is the way that they're used to operating, and that's fine. But you have to understand that sometimes those boundaries are going to bump into other people's boundaries, and when that happens, there's going to be some collisions that have some saltiness involved. And that's what's happening. So you're not one of those salad girls. Diet culture rotted mother-in-law's greatest hits. This will be great. Saw a post on here about a mother-in-law body shaming someone, and it made me think of my mother-in-law. I wasn't going to hijack the comments, but I'm still thinking about her and her food weirdness, so here we go. I'm so glad I found this sub because this shit is wild. I'm pretty sure my mother-in-law has some kind of eating disorder. I try to say that with empathy because it's clear it has dictated her entire life, but she weaponizes the hell out of it. Their whole family is obsessive about food and wellness because of her. She and her husband both retired early. She was a quack pseudoscience practitioner, literally not even licensed where we live. He built up and sold a few fitness-related businesses, but he's fine. He'll drink a beer, he'll eat fries. She talks about bloat like it's radiation. Both sons now work in fitness too. She trained both boys herself, like literally trained, ran drills with them, designed their workouts, managed their food excessively as teenagers. Not in the way a mother cooks for her children. I'd bet money my brother-in-law also has an eating disorder beyond the average gym bro shit. My husband is the golden child. Congrats to me. He's the one who gives me shit for buying Diet Dr. Pepper, but will still take a sip when we're out. Just a sip, babe. It is infuriating. Between him, mother-in-law, and brother-in-law, he is the most sane one, which I realize is not saying a lot, but also kind of is if you knew these people. For context, I'm in good shape and active. I work out because I like how it makes me feel, but I also eat what I want. I don't spiral if I eat something not clean. Food is food. Meanwhile, mother-in-law cannot shut up about it. Every other conversation turns into some sermon about how real women eat real food, which is always said with this little pity smile, like I've ever once ordered a salad to impress anyone in this family. Ironically, brother-in-law's latest ex was extremely thin, shocker, but she never got the brunt of the sermons like I do. It would be funny if it weren't so fucking exhausting. She'll order something performative that's both real food and clean from the menu, nibble like a pet mouse, then spend the rest of the meal poking around my husband's plate like it belongs to her. I have literally seen her pluck a single crouton out of his salad with her fingers and pop it into her mouth like that's a normal thing to do. Nobody at the table blinked. She always has a glass of white wine though. That's the one exception. Food is strategic. Wine is constant. The worst thing, the thing that lives rent-free in my head, was this lunch last year. I was pregnant. We'd just come from an OB appointment she asked to tag along to. Don't ask me why I said yes. And we went out after. She ordered tuna steak and an herbal tea with some unhinged specification about the water being exactly 160 degrees, barely touched her food. What she did do was ask my husband if she could try a bite of his burger. Except she didn't wait for him to cut her a piece, which already would have been weird in my opinion. She picked up the burger and bit into the exact same spot that he had just bitten. I need to be clear. I watched my mother-in-law eat from a still warm bite mark left by her son, while I sat across from them, visibly pregnant but feeling like human furniture. My husband didn't even blink. I was the only one disturbed. I brought it up on the drive home like, I can't believe your mom did that. And he looked confused. Did what? I had to spell it out. She bit from the same spot you did. He shrugged. So, she's my mom. That was a fight. He tried to frame it like I was the one being weird, said something like, are you not going to share food with our kid? And I told him, yeah, not like that. Not when she's 24 and married and expecting a baby. Anyway, I'm happy to report he's since returned to therapy and doing a lot better. This would never fly now. Another time we went to a hockey game. Father-in-law bought snacks for everybody. Mother-in-law took half a pretzel, made a little performance out of indulging. Then father-in-law handed popcorn to my brother-in-law, who had pulled a muscle the week before. Not a big deal. She immediately goes, popcorn? He doesn't need salt. His body's inflamed. She said it like he was on death's doorstep and the sodium was going to finish the job. The latest was earlier this semester. Father-in-law is obsessed with his outdoor pizza oven and invited us over for dinner one night. On the drive there, I told my husband I don't think I've ever actually seen him eat pizza in the 2 years I've known him. He denied that vehemently, and when we showed up, he said, hey, she says she's never seen me eat pizza. Isn't that crazy? Mother-in-law immediately goes, he does eat pizza, just not gas station pizza. She often uses gas station or trailer park as descriptors around me, which I know are 100% digs. I believe this woman genuinely resents me for growing up poor and having the audacity to marry into her wealthy family. Anyway, eventually she offered me the last slice, smiled, and said, you're not one of those salad girls. Please take it. I had given birth less than 4 months ago. I thankfully never really struggled with body image or food issues, but this hurt because I knew what she was doing. My husband shut it down to his credit, told her, don't talk to her like that. She did her usual, like what? Face. Same one he used to do before therapy. Then she launched into some unhinged rant about full-fat cheese and turkey sausage protein like she was writing a paleo cookbook out loud. He interrupted and told her again, don't comment on what my wife eats. She doubled down. I wasn't. I meant it as a compliment. I'm not the salad girl either. Like, okay, fucking rich coming from the woman who takes 3 performative bites then hovers over my husband's plate the rest of the meal. Eventually, she crashed out and was like, God, when did we all get so sensitive here? It's all projection or it's control. I don't know. What I do know is that she never just eats normally. Every bite she takes has to be someone else's or be a performance. And if it's not that, then it's some whole monologue about fuel and gut health. She'll literally monologue about the benefits of steak and red meat, knowing I don't eat it myself, just preference for women because of the iron, nibble hers, and then pick at my husband's sides the whole rest of the night. He wouldn't let her pull another burger bite stunt, but struggles with the whole picking grazing boundary still at this point. Progress, I'll take what I can get for now. Anyway, this is my super long rant about a toxic wellness diet culture, brain-rotted mother-in-law who makes every shared meal a personal level of hell we're all invited to. Advice or even snark, LOL, on how to handle her in these moments is welcome. I struggle with speaking up around her because I'm a quiet person and she is very domineering. No advice needed on her being around my daughter. I know exactly who she is. She's a terrible influence for body image and diet culture, and yes, I recognize my husband has the capacity for that too. I know what needs to be in place when my daughter starts solids and gets older and can pick up on this food obsession. There will be boundaries, there will be distance, and there will not be another generation of salad girl rhetoric. Not on my watch. Hello, Tater.
That was a lot.
That was a lot.
I believe 2 things about this story. One, that mother-in-law is a lot, like a lot. And I'm sure she's headache-inducing to deal with. But also, I don't really find it weird that she took a bite of his burger, like where he. I don't find my mom could take a bite or eat my whole burger. I wouldn't care.
I wouldn't find that weird either. And there's a good point for a quick check-in with chat. Is that weird to you? Like eating off of your child's food in like the same spot that they bit. I
wouldn't care if my grown children did that.
It's not a big deal to me.
I'm like, look, dude, you lived inside my body. It's fine.
As long as you don't like slobber all over it.
Yeah.
Now you have to be careful with Navy Thunder because she'll backwash if she takes a drink of your drink, right?
I don't share drinks.
If she's eating a snack, like do not let her take a drink of your drink because you're gonna get 100%. Some crummies at the bottom of that thing. You're gonna get some vanilla wafer chunks at some point.
I don't find it weird to share food with my mom, like, or my dad. Like, I don't care. Like, I have bigger fish to fry on that thing. Like, not letting Navy backwash on my drink. But I didn't find the crouton thing weird either. But the mother-in-law is a lot. Yes. Like, she has. It would be a lot to put up with. It would be a lot to handle, and to constantly be in it all the time, I feel like would drive someone up a wall. Also, there's nothing wrong with gas station pizza.
Absolutely.
Insert Casey's breakfast pizza
Casey's pizza rules. Casey's
so maybe black hole for shitting on Casey's pizza.
Mother-in-law showed up to the delivery room with a doula certificate she printed off Pinterest. Hey, Dusty and Candy, love all your stories, and while listening to a recent mother-in-law story, I knew I needed to share my most recent insane story about my mother-in-law. It's a wild ride. So this happened 6 weeks ago, and I'm still trying to process it. I, 31 female, had my first baby in June. My husband, 33 male, and I had agreed together that we wanted the birth to be private, just us and the medical staff. My hospital only allowed one support person anyway, and I knew I would need my husband, not someone there to judge my dilation or correct your breathing technique. Now, my mother-in-law, Janice, has always been a bit much. She had 3 natural births and reminds me of this constantly. Like full-on, I squatted in a creek and caught my own placenta vibes.
What?
Wow.
Those are in quotation marks.
She thinks epidurals are toxic, C-sections are a failure of faith, and doulas are the only people who truly understand birth. I told her early in the pregnancy that while I appreciated her passion, we would not be having anyone else in the room. She pouted and said, but I've already ordered a lanyard. A lanyard? What is this, a expo? You need a lanyard? Fast forward to delivery day. My water breaks at 2 a.m. and we head to the hospital. Everything's going fine. I'm in pain, sure, but managing. Then suddenly the nurse comes in and says, your doula is here?
Oh, no.
I was like, my what now? In walks Janice, wearing lavender scrubs from Amazon, a name badge that says Certified Doula, Earth's Embrace Birthing Collective, and yes, the aforementioned lanyard. She's holding a yoga ball in one hand and a bag of essential oils in the other. I immediately say,
oh my.
She's not my doula. Please remove her. Janice gasps and says, but I have a certificate. The nurse looks at it. Y'all, this is literally a Pinterest printout. It has daisies on it and says, this certifies that Janice is an Earth Mama doula of light. The nurse, bless her soul, says, ma'am, this is not a real credential.
Oh my
Janice tries to argue that birthing wisdom is inherited through the maternal line and that her womb memory makes her more qualified than the OBGYN. She refuses to leave until security is called. While they're escorting her out, she dramatically screams, you're robbing your child of an ancestral welcome! An ancestral welcome? What is this, f***ing Coco? Like,
oh my God.
All the ancestors are going to show up? Welcome. Welcome to the world. My child was literally crowning. Afterward, she sent a group text to the family saying she was barred from the sacred birthing space and blamed it on hospital industrialization and fear-based modern parenting. She still refers to herself as Doula Janice and her email signature. I have a healthy baby boy. He smells like heaven. Janice is currently on a Facebook rant about how epidurals numb the divine portal. Yikes. If I can take anything away from the story, it's going to be the term divine portal.
I was going to say, I'm glad my divine portal was numb.
Divine portal
holy shit.
is going to be used at some point in an inappropriate fashion. I can guarantee it. A doula is a woman typically without formal obstetric training who is employed to provide guidance to support a pregnant woman during labor.
Not deliver the baby.
Not deliver the baby. What does a doula do? Doula is a trained professional who supports you before, during, and after you've had a baby. They don't deliver healthcare services, but they do offer physical and emotional support during pregnancy and the postpartum period. So it's, I guess it's not one of those things that you can, get ordained to officiate a wedding. It's not the same kind of thing where you just go get ordained to be a doula.
I think there's actually like classes and stuff. I didn't use a doula, so I'm not sure, but
yeah.
You were great.
Thank you. I was your doula.
100%.
Yeah. Doula noted. She was caps lock mad. Yeah, she was caps lock mad.
I just imagine Janice from Friends, and that's who this character is in my mind.
Jan.
Oh my God.
The doodla. I was the doodla. There you go.
You were great. This would have brought me a chuckle in labor because as soon as they were gone, I would have been laughing my ass off at just the audacity to print out a fucking Pinterest certificate and pretend like you belong in a place where you definitely do not belong. And also, did she give birth in a creek? Because I think that's frowned upon. But I'm just going to say that. I don't know. Feels very not clean.
I mean, it depends which creek around here.
Because if it's around here, it's probably next to like a Busch Light or Natty Light can. And I don't think we want that. I feel like I said what I said.
Roommate said, if you're so tired of cleaning up after us, just leave our stuff where you found it. I'm 35 now, but in college I rented a small house with 3 dudes, all of us in our early 20s. I have many stories of petty revenge from this time in my life, as guys in their 20s who are living away from their mothers for the first time often need the point illustrated in no uncertain terms, but this one is one of my favorites. The house had 1 bathroom for the 4 of us. Oh no. Boys aren't the best with bathrooms, you know what I mean? And as the only girl and the only one with a clean freak for a mother, I ended up doing basically all of the cleaning. I frequently put things away in the common space, shoes in front of the closet, laptop on a shelf so no one trips over the cord, etc. Both because it made cleaning easier and because it was common courtesy to clean up your shit in common spaces. I was often met with irritation from my roommates who, "Can't find my stuff," as if I was hiding it from them and not putting it in perfectly reasonable and agreed upon places. During this time, one roommate also had a girlfriend who basically was a squatter in our house. I did my best to be friendly and welcoming, including driving her places when I had time and helping her find a job. Both mistakes in hindsight, but that's another story. She technically had a place to live elsewhere, but all of her stuff somehow ended up in our house, including our 1 tiny bathroom, which she showered in twice a day, despite contributing nothing to rent or utilities. The number of products lining up in our shower had easily tripled when she appeared, which made cleaning the bathroom a nightmare. I asked that she corral her bathroom stuff and keep it in his room so the shower could be cleaned without knocking 27 conditioner bottles over, but that was asking too much. The final verdict from my roommates was that I should just leave our stuff where you found it. So I did. When I cleaned the shower, I sprayed down all of her bathroom products with scrubbing bubbles rather than move it. It melted her expensive shampoo bar pretty quickly and made all of her bottled products slippery. But I was just following instructions. Roommate's laptop was plugged in, so I tripped over the cord while walking through the living room. You said just leave it, so I did. Even though tripping over it unplugged it, and now it's dead when you need to use it. And my personal favorite, roommate and girlfriend left their shoes all over the living room rug. The closet is literally 3 feet away. I needed to vacuum, so I left their stuff where I found it, rolled up the living room rug with their shoes inside, and vacuumed the whole house. They came out halfway through and asked where I put their shoes because they were leaving. I didn't put them anywhere. I left them where I found them. They kept looking confused until about 30 minutes later when I unrolled the rug to replace it, revealing their shoes. They called me an asshole, but after the shoe incident, suddenly her bathroom products were put away. Shoes ended up in the closet, and the laptop was plugged in somewhere out of the way.
Snaps for OP.
Clean petty. Cleaning petty.
Yeah.
I learned some tips during this story that I might start using on our teenagers.
Oh, I'm a shoe leaver. Sorry. I am. I'm sorry.
Oh, shoe leather. Can you put your shit back in your closet?
Yes, I'll try.
You know
I'll do
who
better.
else is a shoe lever?
Navy.
Navy
She's
Thunder.
worse than me.
She's like, I learned it from watching you, okay?
Which you tripled it.
Oh my goodness. It is. There are shoes everywhere, y'all. Everywhere. And the number of outfit, like wardrobe changes that Navy goes through in a day because she's fickle.
They're like, why is there a lock on your 4-year-old closet? Because it's necessary.
She thinks she's like Taylor Swift on the Eras tour, like doing outfit changes every time she walks into her room, and in 30 seconds just walking out, just like. But somehow the shoes are just like. Sometimes I'll walk around and I'll be like, "This is where she disappeared." And it's like, there's just a pair of shoes there.
Pair of shoes and underwear.
Spontaneously combusted, and there's just shoes left behind.
Oh no!
I don't know what happened. It's a personal pet peeve, the whole shoe thing, and things just left out in general. But I've had to.
I feel you, Elise. I'm glad.
I've had to suppress
I'm not the only one.
I'm suppressing my facial tick and just learning to deal with it.
This man only takes his shoes off in his closet. How do you get comfortable?
What do you mean?
How do you get comfortable? Navy last night was like, I was taking my shoes off in the bathroom, and she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm taking my shoes off. And she's like, why? And I'm like, because they've been on all day and my feet feel trapped and sweaty and ewy. Summer. And she was like, okay. And I was like, leave me alone. I can't even be comfortable in my own home.
Ah. Am I the astronaut for telling my wife she makes traveling no fun? So my wife, 38 female, and I, 36 male, have been together for 8 years. We live in my home state of Arkansas, and she's from San Diego. Every year she wants to visit home. We used to fly, but since we have a kid, 2 female, she now wants to drive. I have no problem using all of my vacation days for this. She lives here. Traveling is a pain because she overpacks. Used to fill my CX-7 full, but work gave me a $900 car allowance, and we used that to get a full-size Suburban. This time, she loaded that full. I mean the front passenger to the ceiling so I can't see the full mirrors full. We didn't use hardly any of it. Every stop, I carried everything into the hotel because she was afraid it would get stolen. It's 3 days each way. Got through it. Told her she makes traveling miserable because she is also super late. Tell her 10 a.m. she might arrive by noon. So every day we don't leave the hotel until 12. Then she insists we drive until midnight. Unfun. Anyway, this weekend I was sent on a work conference. They got me a sweet hotel room, a week at a nice resort, super excited. We were going to go and leave the baby. Day before she cancels my mom watching to bring our child. Fills the Suburban full again. Mind you, it's my work trip. 5 days, 5 nights. Most of the stuff was just overpacking. She brought a tote of blankets, 1 of towels, 2 of her clothes. Totes! 2 totes full of clothes. I told her she makes it miserable. The hotel always gets cluttered and full. The night before we leave is always a mess trying to pack her organizing stuff she brought that never gets used. She freaked out, told me I just want to go hook up and cheat at these things. I invited her, and that she is filing for a divorce because I told her you're overpacking and insisting we fill every vehicle full and always being late makes me miserable. We were 3 hours late leaving to get to the conference, so I missed the networking opening night, which is where my industry people tend to click up afterwards to a degree. I missed going to the best vendor events, etc., because she insisted that I don't leave because she was overwhelmed with how messy the hotel room was. Mind you, it was all stuff that she brought, took out of the totes and never used, and the toddler then destroyed. Am I the astronaut? Edits? Yes, I am involved in raising our child. I actually packed for our trip. I had 1 bag for the baby to go to mom's, toys, diapers, food, etc., a big bag, but 1 large suitcase. I had a bag packed for my wife and 1 for me. Yes, she has ADHD. She always says she doesn't want to do this, then trip comes and she does it. I'm not a cheater. She accused me of it last time I went solo. I am exhausted. If she left me, I think I would be done with relationships. My own mental health is wrecked. My boss wasn't mad. He found the whole thing hilarious when I told him. He skipped half of the conference himself. My job was not threatened, but to me, it was. I tried the whole packing thing for her and me. I have tried to just accept her issues, but it's just gotten worse. When we first got together, it was that she needed a large checked bag for a 2-day trip to Las Vegas. Now she needs an entire Suburban for a week trip. One of the issues is the vehicle is so full. If it was just the back, I might be able to deal, but it's so full I can't even see the side mirror. I've expressed how unsafe that is, and she doesn't care and just yells that I don't understand. Yes, she comes from a hoarder background. Okay, so we got a little messy theme going on here, huh, Tony? Yeah. Tony Spark got a little messy theme?
I mean...
Are you a shoe villain too, Tony Spark? Yes.
I get that this is...
Shocked.
This is a lot. I sympathize from her background and the fact that she has ADHD. But this is a lot, and I think that therapy would be in order for her to deal with why it is that she overpacks so much. Because, I mean, if you're making your partner miserable and they're getting frustrated, then you have to deal with that, and you have to figure out a solution that you can both move forward in. And she's not doing that. You can't just threaten divorce when your partner tells you that they're frustrated. Like, you have to listen and you have to understand. And again, I'm not telling people to ignore red flags, but if your partner says, this causes me to feel like this, or whatever that looks like, but this is, this sucks. This would suck.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think at a certain point, you have to acknowledge, and here the safety thing for me is if it is such an issue that it is harming the safety
absolutely
of our ability to travel. When we have a toddler in the vehicle, it's a problem, okay? And if you're not willing to do anything to help solve this problem that is putting our child in unnecessary danger, that's a big fucking problem. That's an even bigger red flag.
Right.
Like, at what point, when is there enough pain present for you to choose the pain of it's undeniable that there's pain in facing this and working on it and trying to get better, right?
Yeah.
That's the pain that a lot of people just avoid. They're like, it's change, it's facing, it's unmasking, I can't.
Right.
You're choosing the inevitable pain of inaction here. And if it is putting your child in danger, that's a hard boundary.
I have a hard time with the fact that I'm not going to say allows it, but I mean, they are allowing the car to get that full that it's unsafe. And I think that is a bigger problem.
If you can't see your side mirror,
that's not okay. And I understand what he's saying about a hotel room, because this much stuff in a hotel room would stress me the fuck out. And like, I can be messy, but this is too much. This would stress me the fuck out.
Okay. So So his saying, you make it miserable is like he's viewing that as like taking a stand, right? And like Kelly W, I see your point here. Says don't yell at her, work with her through therapy, and maybe that's
absolutely,
it. Maybe the encouragement there, instead of turning it into a me versus you, maybe it should be the it's us versus this problem together. Like, how can we approach fixing it? But there has to be some kind of interest or willingness from both parties to fix it in the first place to be able to move that direction, right? So that's I'm sure a tough part.
The fact that he brought this problem like to light and mentioned it to her, obviously he was frustrated in the way that he said it. But her threatening divorce as a result of him bringing up this issue that's super shitty. And like, I always, like, we said this in a lot of stories, but if you're going to talk about divorce, be ready to be divorced, because your partner can take you up on that ultimatum.
Yeah. You got to be ready for them to choose either way, right? And real broad, I see your point there. And a lot of people are talking about he's enabling by, still driving the car, by still going, by still allowing this to happen. And I'm sure he puts up some opposition, but still goes. And that's a problem. And you have to realize at some point, OP, that yes, you have vocally opposed this, but you've also still allowed it to happen. So there's precedent now. Like, she's learned that you will accept this. But it's to a dangerous point now. And there's not just the overpacking and it being a safety hazard now. There's the trust issue of you not even being able to go to a work thing because she doesn't trust that you're
not going to cheat.
So you got a lot going on here.
Yes. I would say that, like, he's already talked about how the car was unsafe for his child. I would say work with your wife through therapy, work alongside her, whatever that looks like. Like, think about the life that you want for your daughter and think about giving her the helpful ways that she may need to manage these things genetically. Like, there's things there, but I do feel like I don't know. This one bothers me. It's really sad.
Well, think about it this way, OP. Even if you end up getting divorced, like your child is still going to be in this environment. Your child's still going to be learning there. I think we can put a bow on this and say she has a lot of baggage. She could really use your help unpacking it.
She just has to be open to receiving it.
Yes.
And based on her response, I don't know that that's going to
Maybe
happen.
not yet, but maybe not yet because she hasn't had to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to this point, all she's had to do is bark at him, and then he's like, fine, I'll drive without seeing the side mirror. But at some point, there has to be a stop here. And there has to be that actual facing of consequences to be like, look, if this does not change, and if you are not willing to do this, then this. Then we will get divorced. Then we will get a separation.
Yeah.
But this still needs to be addressed because like, our daughter can't be learning that. Hey, Dusty Thunder here, and I wanted to thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that content, and if you did, please make sure to like, subscribe, and most importantly, share. Also, you can find swag and so much more at dusty-thunder.com, and you'll find even more content on all of our platforms. We're on TikTok, YouTube. We now have an official Facebook page that we'll be posting stories to as well. We have podcasts on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and so much more. You can see all of our content platforms on Linktree, which is linked in my bio. Engage with us wherever you're enjoying content and do your best to avoid the Askonauts today. Thanks again.